Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm going to be reacting to Chainsaw Man chapter 205. But we always do this, so let's talk about 204. I'm not going to say briefly because usually when I say that, I'm wrong, so let's just do that. So, yeah, I kind of forgot about how much Yoru was actually in the chapter. Like, it's a whole, 4 pages. And it's not much, considering, it's like a, a third? I know how to count. Almost a third of the chapter. I mean, her presence stayed because of the effect that she has in Denji. But, her as a character, I completely almost forgot. But yeah, she's supposed to be, either on her way or already fighting the fallen devil, which I'm just gonna say right now, I don't think Yoru can I don't think Yoru can win against falling. Like, this is the same Yoru with the same powers that tried to fight against aging and still lost. Like, this fraud bomb piece of shit is not gonna kill a prime devil. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Although it is, and I don't know exactly what to make of this, but the last 3 panels where we see her when she says, "If you still are not done by the time I get back, I'll kill that phony chainsaw man my way." And then we have that small panel of her looking even smaller as she keeps walking / running towards falling. And we have Denji looking at her as she goes. Like, I'm not exactly what to make of that, other than what she says. It's it's what, really cementing itself in Denji's mind. But yeah, I'm not gonna go through every page in the fight here. But he, from the get-go, when Fake Cell comes back, Denji sighs and says, "Guess I have no choice." So, basically, oh, I'll give you the chance to give up. If you give up, I'm gonna let you go. But if you don't, then I am going to kill you. Regardless of having to kill a civilian or regular human because of that. And like I said, I do think that Denji was being genuine, as one of his chainsaws was melting and saying, "If you set those people free, then I'll let you go." Now, at the very least, in terms of combat, Denji has gotten stronger. I mean, when he says, "You cannot just beat me by just swinging your arms around," that's basically what he did at the start of the series. Until he saw what characters like Kishibe and Rese taught him. So, there's that. But yeah, I'm just gonna go into when Denji beheads Fake Saw and then cuts his body in half, killing the person that was in the place of his heart. And I know some people might say, well, what else could Denji do? This was the only thing he could do. But we don't know that. Now you might say, well, if he kept trying harder and taking longer to do this and trying to figure out a different way to save everyone, Yoru might have just come back and killed all these people. But it's less so about the method, although that still hurts, and more so about the way that Denji reacts at having done this. Just the way that he's completely dissociating himself by comparing this to the way that you beat a boss in a video game, and just seeming very unbothered by the remains of the guy in the heart is taken to him. And once they fall, like, oh man, this still makes me emotional. That the only thing he has to say is just, oh, it is what it is. Like, that's so different from how he used to be. Like, I'm not gonna dwell in this too much because I have a hard time articulating like how huge this is for Denji's character. And like, I'm just, the people saying that we're just treading familiar ground without anything different, like, I completely disagree. But yeah, like, to put it in simple words, Yoru may not have used her devil powers on him to do this, but she certainly has succeeded in making him a cold weapon who just follows orders and won't try to think for himself or spare, like, you know, trying to put himself in other people's shoes. Empathy, basically. Like, even, you know, since like chapter 1, like, Denji sees the Yakuza and is like, oh, they had already so much more than me and yet they wanted more. That's so greedy of them. But am I the same as them? I also had like pochta and I was still able to get some food some of the time, and yet I still wanted more. Like, even then, you know, like, since we meet Denji, he was already in a shitty situation, and I still try to see it from other people's perspective and trying to see how that compared to him. Now, I'm not saying Denji can't ever get his empathy back, but I feel like it's gonna take a lot to do that. Like, there were already signs, like with the way that he's been treating Asa, but yeah, this is definitely the big climax to that part of Denji's character arc. And then we get introduced to fire. Like, I was so overwhelmed by Denji's, just, you know, Denji's big moment here. That was just like, oh yeah, fire. But yeah, we finally got a confirmation that fire was inside of Fake Stall. Now, we don't exactly, I'm not, like, I don't want to assume that like, everything that Fake Stall said was from, like, Fire's thoughts, mouth. So that one, I'm not sure. But I really like their design. It's really just very unique. You know, this is the type of devil that I really like. In terms of like design, feels very creative. But yeah, oh man, that panel when they say you really are a strong Chainsaw Man, and then just completely alone, like the shading just completely on him, like feeling all this weight and emptiness. But but Fire doesn't want to fight him. They just have a question. And this is where I got really confused. Because I thought the head that was hanging from Denji in page 12 was the same one in the last panel of the chapter. It's not. Because obviously it's not cut in half. But I just for some reason I mixed them up last chapter. But yeah, basically, so whatever I said last video about the implications of Denji with this civilian that was in Feixo's heart, that still applies until that whatever I said when I read that last page. So yeah, so that's why I was like comparing them because I was like, who I like Fire says like you should remember this face. And so I was looking at the guy cut in half, and I was comparing him to Seigi because that's a big theory of who Feixo was. But no, we don't know what Feixo's human face looks like. So let's see it. Alright, into the new chapter. Titled Who? Because indeed, who is this? Okay, we get a panel of Denji's face. His seat. Of standing like with his feet right next to each other. Another panel of Fire. Another panel of Denji. Like, it seems like he's really like trying to you know, just get the gears working in his head, trying to see if he recognizes this person. And I think this is gonna be pretty important once again for Denji's character in regards to like how he sees people around him and the people he saved or has failed to save as Chainsaw Man. So let's see. Okay. No black hair and not missing an eye, so it's not Seigi. Oh man, whoever was very invested on that theory just must be very salty. Okay. I also saw some like theories that it could be the boy that he let die in his reintroduction to part 2. I want to keep reading, but I want to check if he looks like that. Screw it. Chainsaw Man, I'm pretty sure it was like 102. Okay, it was a pretty lengthy chapter. It's like 42 pages. Oh my god. Page 39. Oh my god, it is! It looks exactly the same. Oh my god, yo, whoever said that, oh, those people cooked. Okay. Yo, actually, yeah, connecting it to that event, which has always struck me as Denji being uncharacteristically uncaring, but also like it's also him going for the third option. Like, I'm not gonna play your game. I'm not gonna go for either of them. because that's what you expect me to do. And if I go for it, you're just gonna chop me up into little pieces. So I'll just go straight for you. But that also means he disregarded these people's deaths to kill that devil. Even though he can revive and they can't. Okay, let's continue reading. Who is he? Yeah. I figured he wouldn't recognize him. I mean, for Denji, that was just, what, at most like 2 minutes of knowing this guy? But clearly, that's not the answer that Fire Devil wanted. I feel like. You don't know? Then I'll remind you. Oh? Okay, they have their hand like this. And then fire comes from it. Oh, whoa, okay. Once there was a pair of kind-hearted twin brothers. This is cool, like, visually. I guess that's just a power fire has. The twins found me, an injured devil, and took me in, saving me. Whoa, okay. Okay, so a pair of kind-hearted twin brothers. Yo, this is kind of sounding like, I mean, it's not technically the exact same situation, so it's not a hybrid, but, you know, it's just giving me Denji and Pochita vibes. So, twin brothers. Were both of them fake soul? While treating my injuries, the twins often told me about Chainsaw Man. Right, they were fans. Even a devil can become a symbol of hope as long as you have justice in your heart, like Chainsaw Man, they said. Oh. Yeah, of course. Like, Chainsaw Man has never been about that, but, you know, you as a fan can make it so that it is that. Because once you become famous, you kind of just, your image of what you represent can become anything in the eyes of whoever idolizes you. They urged me to join them, to do the right thing together. Panel of Denji actually listening. I empathized with their message and took action. Okay. So, considering how Fire seems to actually have had quite the close bond with them, it does seem like the twins had control whenever they turned into fake soul. Like, I'm assuming both of them could. Well, actually, if both of them could, that means one of them could still be alive. Unless, actually... Wait, the twins, right? They're twins, of course. So the one that died in 102, you know, he died then and there. But the brother, he was always fake soul after that. Okay. I empathized with their message and took action. I made contracts with those with justice in their hearts. Man, all the Chainsaw people came from a wish of that nature, huh? Granting them the ability to transform into the shape of their justice. I remember the first time the twins saved someone with my powers like it was yesterday. They both looked incredibly proud. And then... Well, this is so good. And then one day you appeared. Yeah, yo! This panel is straight up taken from 102. Literally. It's the Is it? Okay, no, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I think it's a straight up redrawn. Okay. But yeah, it's from the fight with the cockroach devil. During your battle with the cockroach devil, it grabbed the younger brother. Okay, yeah, so that was the younger one. You let his younger brother die to save a cat. Yeah, yeah, I remember. I never forgot. I mean, I remember Denji's actions rather, but I did not fully remember uh, younger brother's face. Remember his face now? Denji doesn't have a response. Yeah, I don't think he can even recall the face. Did you not even look at him? Oh shit, actually? Yeah, there's a chance that Denji never even looked at him. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that has... I never even thought of that. But I think Fire is right. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Skimming through that scene in 102 doesn't seem like it. Wow. I was just thinking like, oh, then you just looked at him for like, a minute or something. He he didn't even do that. Whoa. That panel of Denji now finally looking at his face. But now it's too late. So, the one on the ground now. Is this the older brother? This man idolized you and you betrayed him. He lived for revenge on you. No, this is the younger brother. He lived for revenge on you? No, but it wouldn't be a revenge, right? If it is the same person? Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like it has different connotations if it's the wrong brother that I'm thinking of fake. So this man idolized you and you betrayed him. It could be either though. Like you betrayed him by letting him die like that, or like you betrayed him because you let his brother die like that. He lived for revenge on you for what you did to him or for what you did to his brother. Yet you can't even remember his face. And they both, I'm assuming, would have the same face. But it is what it is. You are a devil after all. Oh my heart. Oh, that hurts. That's such an insult. Considering, both Asa and Denji and the context that they've called, for example, like Yoru, you really are a devil after all. Basically, no empathy to be found. One more panel of Denji just staring, silent. You're here to tell me to apologize? Oh, like, oh man. I don't know what to, like, how to take Denji's first line since, like, the first page of this. Because, like, okay, you're telling me all of this, but it's like, yeah, what can I say? There's not, like, I can't go back and try to do it differently. But, like, I'm not even sure if that's what Denji's feeling. For all I know, he's just thinking, oh, like, he's seeing it as, like, a katana man situation where it's like, okay, it's not like I direct, like, kill them. So I'm not at fault. Like, I feel like he's trying to take the responsibility off of himself in some way. Wrong. After this, you're going to choose between two options again. Whoa. Yo, that panel. They just had a chainsaw not quite reaching Fire's face, but it's not fully drawn either. Okay. Oh man, this gave me flashbacks to, like, I don't know. Denji has been forced to choose between two options multiple times. Where it's usually a false dichotomy, a false dilemma. Like, Makima being like, oh, you either serve me as a public safety servant, or I'm just gonna, like, kill you as the devil that you are. Yoshida's, or not Yoshida, since, you know, he's not like a higher person in public safety, but still he's the one who delivered the message of, like, stop being Chainsaw Man or Nayuta is gonna be killed. And then more recently Yoru is like, kill the Death Devil or I'm gonna turn you into a weapon. So let's see what the latest one is. This time don't make the same mistake. For real. What mistake? And we see the buildings behind Denji crumble. Yeah, I feel like it should be obvious, but I'm also a little confused on what the same mistake would be. I guess just, you know, not exercising empathy at all. Not thinking about the people around him. Not necessarily not remembering someone's face. I don't necessarily think that's what they mean. Okay. Well, okay. A building is just getting chucked. Behind where Denji is. And he's looking at it. Well, okay. He looked back to where Fire was and they just disappeared. Okay, they didn't even say what the two options were. I guess we just have to figure out what they are. Or I'm guessing they're not two new options, but it's the ones that Yoru gave him? Chainsaw Man. Oh. It's Yoru. She's stuck in rubble. Leave her there. I haven't lost yet. Okay. I mean, she's still alive, so not technically wrong, but I do not see her winning. You sure about that? Do you wish to save me? Ooh. I think this is gonna be related to what Fire was talking about. Could you speak up? Do you wish to save me? Your answer. Oh, wait. Ooh, this is, giving me Makima vibes. Although, you know, it's slightly different. Because, Yoru is asking if he wants to save her. But of course, like, it's just wrapped in so many layers of manipulation. Whereas Makima, I think, did straight up say, like, save me, Chainsaw Man. And I think Asa might have said it one time. But she, like, after that, she was also like, I want to save Chainsaw Man. And there's, of course, the most goated version with Naita saying, I'm gonna save you, Chainsaw Man. Because that's my family right there. Okay. Huh? Oh, yes, ma'am. I do wonder if there's, like, something to Denji asking her to say it louder. Like, did he actually not hear her? Or did he want to hear it again too, like, because he didn't know what to say? Then save me if you can. And then the last panel is falling, appearing in front of Denji as he seems to be getting ready to start fighting her. Well, that's not gonna go well. But I feel like what just happened in this last few pages, it's gonna be pretty big in regards to the conversation he just had with Fire. Well, I say conversation, but it was more so like Fire saying a speech and Denji saying like 3 lines. Yeah, I don't think what Fire told Denji, like, I don't think he's really thinking about it right now. And I think him, I mean, you could say, well, he didn't understand what Fire said to him about, like, not making the same mistake. But at the very least, that's better than being confident on the wrong answer. But I don't know. Regardless of whether or not he understands, I do have the feeling that he's gonna choose one of the 2 options anyway. And unfortunately, I do think he's gonna make the same mistake. Like I said, my take is that not making the same mistake means Denji going on being Chainsaw Man without thinking about the people that he's trying to save, or, you know, exercising empathy while trying to do so. Which, you know, considering what happened last chapter, I do think that's what it is. But it could also be about Fire's idea of justice as well. Yeah, I mean, contrast with those with justice and their hearts, granting them the ability to transform into the shape of their justice. Now, whether or not Fire had was very attached to the idea of justice before meeting the twins, regardless of that, they are very attached to whatever their idea of justice is now. So I think that's also a big contender, you know? But like, now I'm really curious what the Justice Devil would say about all this. I feel like this chapter is gonna be very monumental in the future, but I don't think I'm fully able to understand all of it right now. But I think I get most of what we're being told here. Fire is basically admonishing Denji for not using justice in the right way. It calls him a devil. But yeah, Fire didn't want to fight. They just wanted to inform Denji about all this. So that he doesn't make the same mistake again. But why? Does Fire still have the same admiration that the twins had when they first took them in? They urged me to join them to do the right thing together. I do really like that though. That it wasn't Fire making use of these brothers, but it was something that that all three just wanted to do together, and that the brothers inspired Fire because of their own admiration for Chainsaw Man. This is just, you know, and just, I love the way that Fujimoto right now is saying about, like, in a meta way, about, like, fandom and, like, death of the author and all that, parasocial relationships. I empathized with their message and took action. Like, and then what they say next about making contracts with justice with people that have justice in their hearts, but not at all acknowledge the way that they destroyed so many people's lives by making that contract. They're just like, well, I guess they didn't have enough justice in their hearts to become as complete as Fake Soul was. So, if anything, I would say, like, you know, just because Fire is saying some right things, that don't mean that everything they say or where they came from is just. That's just what they think. Like, even if it came from, like, a place of good, they still did a lot of bad by doing all those contracts. And they didn't even mention the church. Like, pretty sure, like, this implies that they were working with the church to do that, but there's no mention of it. Hmm. Hmm. I guess the question is, should Denji feel guilty about it? And even if he did, what can he do to be better than uh, when he chose to save the cat instead of other people's lives? Because, like, yeah, I've always thought that he didn't really try that hard to try and save them. He just wanted to kill the cockroach devil. And of course, that's also because of the cat. Like, I'm not ignoring that the reason he's so attached to cats is because of power. And that's, you know, like, he doesn't like thinking about them, but it is a reminder of the connection in the family he used to have. So for him, that would be more important. But I doubt, like, Denji, like, I'm not even sure if he is aware of that, or if he is, like, is he able to explain it? But okay, yeah, I definitely don't think that trying to help Yoru here against falling is the hopeful way to go. But I think those are all my thoughts at the moment. If you have any that I didn't think of, let me know in the comments. Uh, until next time, see ya!